Hello and welcome to another video where I take a look at the new Crown Tundra Pokemon that are being legendaries most of the time, and how they interact with Series 5 Pokemon and new moves they get, and interact with the new Crown Tundra Pokemon as well. And with all the way new Dynamax mechanics also being thrown into the mix. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I just started, I'm recording the second time. I literally recorded the video all the way, all to the end, and then I realized I did not start recording, so, oh well. Let's go over let's go over everything again, shall we? At least I know what I'm talking about second time, alright? At least the video is gonna be a bit better. So, what did Naganadel get? Well, it got Break and Swipe, alright? So, I was kind of a huge fan of the Tailwind Naganadel back in the Generation 7 as well. Now it got all the supported moves that it needs to do. It gets Tailwind, it gets Snarl, it gets Break and Swipe, so it gets all these free moves to support their teammates very nicely. And I think Break and Swipe definitely helps in that. I mean, if you're a singles fan, you're probably going to be happy about the spikes and toxic spikes, but oh well. We're inspecting VGC, so we do not care about these. Stakataka has now Earthquake and High Earth Power. I'm pretty sure they got Earthquake again, but I mean before in Generation 7 as well, but oh well. But a huge change probably is the fact that they got Heat Crash. Now with Heat Crash it will be able to finally have far tap coverage to try to KO stuff like Verthon. But again, myself, I'm mostly a fan of Quake Slide combination, where I have almost flawless coverage with Rock Slide and Earthquake, and I don't think far tap moves really fit into that. But if you want like use Fort Attack, Stakataka, you always want to have Trick Room overall, right? But Heat Crash is interesting move nonetheless if your team has trouble against something like Verthon. And yes, of course, we have to talk about it. Body Press Stakataka will be illegal. And I think it got Iron Defense as well, the Stakataka, so it will be able to take advantage of that extra stuff, so it will be able to do massively powerful body presses. It also of course got Trick Room, so, and with Steel Spike being its preferred coverage move, and it also having quite a high attack stat, it will most likely use Steel Spikes to boost up the defense, and then go for massively powerful body presses later in the game, while being almost unkillable. And for Blacephalon, we got Solar Beam, being the probably most important move. It finally got Solar Beam. It did not get grass tap coverage in a generation before, and now with the max move being legal, I think it's more important than ever for Blacephalon to get the grass tap coverage to take advantage or take out these pesky water types. So I think Solar Beam is going to be absolutely great on Blacephalon. Also, if you're a fan of physical Blacephalon, because actually it got quite a respectable amount attack stat, you will be able to use Rock Blast for some great rock type coverage. And for Isle of Armor Dynamite, Naganadel and Stakataka did not get much good, but Blacephalon not only got Expanding Force as a great spread move it can use without getting hurt. I mean, it got Heat Wave already, but it's Expanding Force, come on, it's quite a cool move. It also got Scorching Sands while it needed to do. So now Solar Beam and Scorching Sands are going to be pretty much contestant for the third slot if you want a good coverage move. While Solar Beam takes care of likes of water types, Scorching Sands takes care of likes of Incineroar that otherwise would be able to wall Blacephalon to no end. And as you're going to see later in the calculations, it's going to be quite useful to have Scorching Sands or Max Quake to take care of the threats you would normally be not able to. So let's go over, as I've said, I ended the video with Naganadel, so of course we have focus on that. Actually, I have to fix this. There we go, that's much better. Alrighty, so I think this Stakataka set is going to be honestly amazing. Especially with, it's one of these Trick Room setters that actually got Trick Room and can attack immediately after it set up Trick Room, like Hatterini. I'm a huge fan of these Trick Room setters because they're not as passive as the Dusclops or Cresselia will be. And you can just, with Indeedee for example, you will be able to get safely up Trick Room, and even if Indeedee survives, you will be able to go for massively powerful Charge Ball, massively powerful Expanding Forces immediately, or else with Dusclops you would have to just, whatever, do Nightshade, and wait for Indeedee to faint, and then get your Trick Room Sweeper in and bulldoze it, and then go for finally a sweep. Stakataka is immediate power, immediately powerful, and immediately threatening. Again, you can use Heat Crash or Body Press instead of the Earthquake, but again, I would not recommend it. Especially the Body Press, since we got the... Alright, so Beast Boost works as following. if the stat is same, they have priority of boosting in this order. They do not boost the two stats at the same time. They have boosting priority in this order: attack, defense, special defense, and speed. So because attack is same as the defense, it will get the boost because of the priority, and thus you will be able to go for sweeps much more easily with your Stakataka. Alrighty. Alright, let me look at the document with calculations. Alright, I need to... Yeah, because I zoomed to Google Docs, it actually zoomed in the calc document as well, so oh well. So let's go over these real quickly, because I'm telling you the second time actually. Leopard Stakataka max rockfall against Incineroar is a guaranteed one-shot. So with that being said, you will be able to one-shot Incineroar, and even if they intimidated you, because of the attack boost, you will be immediately at neutral attack again, ready to sweep again and just rock and roll. So that's quite good. Leopard Stakataka max Steel Spike against Tapu Koko is a guaranteed one-shot. Very cool. Quite a common Pokemon that you probably want to get an easy one-shot on, and then get the attack boost and strike the more defensive Pokemon next to it for much higher power. Leopard Stakataka max Rockfall against Dracovish is 75% one-shot, again very easily slappable Pokemon on a team, and now you will be able to get attack boost from it rather easily, and then just be able to go for even more massively powerful attacks. Leopard Stakataka Charball against standard Tapu Fini from Generation 7 is 25% one-shot, but again, Tapu Fini is extremely bulky Pokemon, so it takes the attack very naturally well. Leopard Stakataka max Rockfall against Dynamax Sunrise G-Max is a guaranteed one-shot. Of course, if they change types, it won't be a one-shot, but if they switch in after you set up Trick Room, this is easily pickable attack. Pickable Pokemon. Leopard Stakataka max Steel Spike against Dynamax Dragapult is a guaranteed to hit KO, so that's very cool because they will go for max Phantasm and not lower your attack, so you will be able to get a guaranteed to hit KO on them, regardless of the situation. Leopard Stakataka Charball against Legendary Styrian form. If you get intimidated, that is not a one-shot with Charball, that being the more powerful than Steel Spike. So I would recommend going for max Steel Spike here to just get the defense boost and take the Earthquake a bit better. Leopard Stakataka Charball against Dynamax Togekiss. Dynamax Togekiss is a guaranteed one-shot, even if they Dynamax. That's ridiculous. So that will be easy attack boost, wouldn't it? Leopard Stakataka max Rockfall against Dynamax Thunderous is again a guaranteed one-shot, very cool. Leopard Stakataka max Quake against Dynamax Metagross is guaranteed to hit KO again, perfect. Leopard Stakataka, to hit KO, and they will most likely one-shot you with max Quake actually. Back because they get +2 attack now, as you're gonna see in defensive calculations a bit later. Leopard Stakataka max Quake against Dynamax Duraludon is a guaranteed to hit KO, and again, Duraludon won't be able to do anything to you back, so... Like, you got +1 special defense, and Stakataka special defense is nothing to laugh at either. It's pretty high, so they won't be able to do anything to you with their max Steel Spike. And Leopard Stakataka max Quake against Dynamax Excadrill is not a guaranteed one-shot, so even if they got Life Orb, watch out, you won't be able to one-shot them back. I'm actually going to watchify. Yeah, I'm listening to music, perfect. And now let's go over some offensive... Alright, so last defensive calculation I wanted to show you. Leopard Thunderous max Knuckle against this Stakataka before it set up Trick Room, in the turn it set up Trick Room and it's not Dynamaxed. It's 56% one-shot because you got the minus defense nature and lonely nature and not maximum amount of defensive IVs, so again, take that as a important information. And now this Stakataka is more standard Stakataka I would expect to see, but pretty much like set up Trick Room and then do not take away Life Orb. For example, other Trick Room Sweeper could have it, or Fast Reaper on the team could have it. And then it gets good coverage. If it wants to Dynamax, it can Dynamax, go for max Steel Spikes, and then do massive body presses. So that's the idea of it. And it has also pretty good bulk. With max defense this time, not max defense, but no negative defense. And of course, you got the special defense here, pretty much invested here as well, for some good measure. So some offensive calculations for this Stakataka include max Rockfall against Dynamax Thunderous is a guaranteed one-shot, very cool. Stakataka Charball against Dynamax Dragapult is still a 2-hit KO. So that's very cool because you don't have to Dynamax to get the knockout, and you don't need Life Orb either to get the knockout, so that's very cool. Stakataka's max steel spike against Dynamax Togekiss is a guaranteed to hit KO. Same applies for Jarable, so unfortunately you won't be able to do the amazing stuff the Life Orb does, but you still do hit KO, and Max Flare is still super effective, so it's pretty cool. -1, Stakataka's max rockfall against Incineroar is a guaranteed to hit KO, and they will most likely parting shot you as well, so keep an eye on that. That will get very annoying for Stakataka. Body press against Incineroar does 63 to 75%. It's not a one-shot, but even with +1 defense, it's not guaranteed one-shot, so I would not recommend investing much in the defense, because it's just such a high stat, to the point you do not get as much benefits out of it as if you would invest in the other stats with the EVs. It's a mathematics, but trust me, do not invest into defense just to get a knockout on Incineroar. It's stupid. Body press against Tyranitar is a guaranteed one-shot, so you probably expected that one though. But again, it's against Dynamax Tyranitar is a 2-hit KO as well. Stakataka body press against another Stakataka. You would think it has humongous defense, so they will one-shot it, but again, they both got humongous defense, both of the Stakataka, so they will take the body press very, very easily. And it's guaranteed to hit KO. Stakataka's body press against Excadrill has 62% one-shot, so keep an eye on that. You won't be able to one-shot Excadrill, and they will most likely have Focus Sash, they will Max Quake you back for one-shot, so yeah. And Stakataka's Jarable against Tapu Koko is a guaranteed one-shot, even without Life Orb, so that's very cool. Alrighty, let's go over the defensive calculations now, shall we? For this Stakataka, that is, with non-negative defense IVs. Ladders' Max Quake against Dynamax Stakataka is never a one-shot, so that's very cool, and you will be able to go for like Steel Spikes as well to decrease the damage even further. Ladders' Earthquake against this Stakataka is 81% one-shot, so watch out for that. Even if you have Redirection, you will most likely get one-shot by the Earthquake. Keep an eye on that. Usefull Rapid Strike Close Combat against Dynamax Stakataka is again not a one-shot. Libero, Life Orb, Fighting type attack, High Jump Kick from Cinderace is not a one-shot against Dynamax Stakataka. Wow, and that's very really showing you how defensively powerful and threatening this Stakataka can get if it Dynamaxes. Tyranitar's Max Knuckle against Stakataka, non-Dynamax one, is never a one-shot, but because again, the Stakataka's defense is just so high. Strong Jaw Drag which Vicious Rants against Dynamax Stakataka, it only does 52 to 62%, so again, Stakataka is just so extremely bulky, it takes even this attack so well. Metagross's Max Quake against Stakataka, non-Dynamaxed, is a guaranteed one-shot, so you take the same move. So if they got like Brutal Swing into them, and they get +2 attack from weakness policy, they will one-shot even Dynamax Stakataka, so watch out for that. And why is this special defensive investment so necessary? Well, the attacks that already gets the knockouts it necessarily needs. So basically, our invested rest in the special defense, and it resulted in this not being a one-shot. So I'm pretty happy about this. Just like Tapu Fini Water against this Stakataka is a guaranteed to hit KO. That's very cool because it's not a one-shot. And it's a spread attack, so it's good that you will be able to use Redirection to the max. With Blacephalon, again, I'm mostly just using all the coverage because I'm a YOLO player. If you want to have a more consistent set, I would probably recommend Solar Beam or Scorching Sands being a protect. But again, I would, definitely run max speed, max special attack for maximum amount of speed and power, because it's just already fast and it just got such a good speed stat to the point it's almost necessary. I toyed around with Life Orb and Charcoal and Blacephalon in the calculations because honestly, Blacephalon is such a good counterreaction to Metagross, and that I just kind of wanted to use only as a Metagross counteraction and not take the Life Orb set for a more important sweeper on my team. So I played around with Life Orb and Charcoal, Expert Button, Life Orb in my calculations. So let's go over those, shall we? Charcoal Blacephalon's Max Flare against Dynamax Metagross is a one-shot, as I just said a few moments ago. It's amazing because this is just guaranteed to one-shot, and Metagross just has such a low amount of counteractions to the point this is just amazing. My nose is a bit itchy this video, so I'm kind of sorry about that. I'm even tearing up from that now. Nose being itchy and tearing. What the hell, body? I mean, I could be in tears for that actual one-shotting, so it actually is in favor of me. Finally starting one-shotting Metagross. So thanks Nose for some good joke I could put into this video. Appreciate it. Charcoal Blacephalon Max Flirt against Landorus Tyrion form. That being non-Dynamax, non-Assault Vest is still a one-shot, but they will most likely run Assault Vest and Dynamax, so keep an eye on that, you won't be able to one-shot those. Expert Belt, Blacephalon's Max Phantasm against Cresselia, that normally takes Life Orb Dragapult's Max Phantasm. It basically has to invest a lot in defense, so this Cresselia, that doesn't have that much special defense investment, actually gets one-shotted by the Expert Belt, Blacephalon's Max Phantasm. It's amazing, wow, nice. Blacephalon's Max Phantasm against Heatran is a guaranteed to hit KO, not much of a surprise there. Blacephalon's Max Flirt against Tapu Koko, even without any boosting item, is a guaranteed one-shot. Expert Belt, Blacephalon's Max Phantasm against Dynamax Tapu Lele. Again, Tapu Lele will Dynamax very rarely, but even then, it's 43% one-shot, and so it means without Dynamax, you will be able to one-shot them easily with Shadow Ball as well. Charcoal's Blacephalon Max Flirt against Stakataka. You don't even need Scorching Sands or Max Quake to one-shot Stakataka here, so that's very cool. It's a guaranteed one-shot. Charcoal's Blacephalon Max Flirt against Assault Vest Dynamax Rillaboom. He's not a one-shot, unfortunately. But oh well, it has Assault Vest, it has a lot of bulk, so, and a Dynamax, so unfortunately. That's just way too bulky for anyone to take care of. Charcoal's Blacephalon Max Flare against Urshifu Single Strike is a one-shot, very cool. Charcoal Blacephalon Max Flare against Tornadus is again a one-shot. And let's go over some Max Overgrowth calculations. Life Orb, Max Overgrowth Blacephalon against Tapu Fini has 43% one-shot. Unfortunately, you will need a Modest to one-shot this, and Life Orb as well to just guarantee the one-shot on Tapu Fini. And of course, you lose a lot of stuff you outspeed normally without Timid Nature, so I don't think this is a very viable calculation. Expert Belt Blacephalon Max Overgrowth against Politoed is a guaranteed one-shot. Against Rotom-Wash, Max Overgrowth is as well a one-shot, but they will most likely Dynamax. Rotom-Wash is really like the Dynamax, so keep an eye on that. And against Tyranitar, it does 69, nice, the 82% with Max Overgrowth Expert Belt. And they will most likely Dynamax and one-shot you back, of course. But it's Sand, Tyranitar and Sand, so what can you expect? And some Scorching Sands calculations. Life Orb Blacephalon Scorching Sands against Tapu Koko is a guaranteed one-shot. But you need Life Orb to do that, unfortunately. Life Orb Blacephalon Scorching Sands against Nihilego is again a guaranteed one-shot. But again, it's Scorching Sands, just Scorching Sands, not Max Quake, but it's Life Orb. And Max Quake against Incineroar that standardly takes Venusaur's Life Orb Max Quake. For Blacephalon that has like 40 more special attack, is a guaranteed one-shot on Incineroar, so that's quite cool. Actually, I'm thinking of Incineroars, if they won't run more bulk that is now, with the influx of more legendaries having more special attack, but we're gonna see. So Life Orb Venusaur's Max Quake against Dynamax Blacephalon is never a one-shot. Alright, I'm taking over to defensive calculations if you didn't notice. And you will be able to easily one-shot bad with Max Flare. Yeah, as I'm showing the calculation right now to you. But Rillaboom's Max Quake, if you don't one-shot Rillaboom, and they will one-shot you back with Max Quake, so keep an eye on that. Blacephalon has actually disadvantages matchup against Dynamax Rillaboom. Urshifu Single Strike Sucker Punch, that being the priority attack from one of the most powerful Pokemon in the game, is not a one-shot, that's very cool. Metagross's Max Quake against Dynamax Blacephalon is a one-shot, so you need your own Tailwind support to beat Metagross, or else Tornadus will set up Tailwind on their own, and they will one-shot you even in your Dynamax form with Max Quake, boost special defense, and you pretty much lose on that point, because Metagross is just so ridiculous. And Incineroar's Darkest Lariat against Dynamax Blacephalon is again not a one-shot. And with that, we end the Blacephalon. Alright, last Pokemon on our program today is Naganadel. Life Orb statics again recommended, as you're gonna see the calculations in a second. Again, you probably know that the priority of the stats are special attack, special defense, and then speed for beast boost. So even if you have 179 speed and 179 special attack, they will boost the special attack instead. So that's very cool because you want to snowball out of control with your Dynamax form. I put the rest in the HP, of course, and we still outspeed a lot of stuff, base 110s with this special this speed enhancement, so it's quite good to have this speed. Alrighty, so Dracometer and Max Dracometer and Slash Bomb for stab moves to take advantage of your Dynamax. Fire Blast is for coverage to take out of steel types. Air Slash is just for snowballing out of control with your Max Airstreams. Max Airstream is just so ridiculous. That's basically the Naganadel. Let's go over some calculations. Like for Naganadel Max Ooze against Apple LA, is a guaranteed one-shot with Life Orb. Great. Against Apple Fini, however, it's not a one-shot. But you get pretty close and you will get the pretty much free max use against it because you're quite special. Like, you will take the Moon Blast from the Apple Fini pretty easily, so there is not much to worry. Even if they Dynamax, you will be able to do it again thanks to the special attack boost, so that's very cool. Left for Naganadel Max Flirt against Dynamax Metagross is a 2-hit KO, but again, they will one-shot you back. So you probably need like multiple redirections to take away Metagross with Naganadel. But if you weaken the Metagross in before, Naganadel will be able to clean up quite nicely. So you can take advantage of this with this calculation. Naganadel's Max Ferment against Dynamax Dragapult is a one-shot, that's very cool. But you need again Tailwind support to outspeed Dragapult, or else it will outspeed you and one-shot you. Naganadel's Max Ferment against Zapdos that wants to probably counter set up Tailwind against your Naganadel is not a one-shot, unfortunately. Zapdos is just pretty bulky, unfortunately. Life for Naganadel's Max Flutter against Dynamax Venusaur and Sun has 87% one-shot, so again, if you lead Tailwind Setter plus Naganadel and they lead Venusaur plus Torkoal, you will be able to set up Tailwind first. You will be now outspeeding Venusaur and one-shotting it with Max Flare. So I thought that was very cool calculation to show you. Life from Naganadel Max Ferment against Dynamax Sunrise G-Max is a guaranteed to get KO, not much of a surprise here. Max Ooze from Life from Naganadel against Dynamax Tapu Koko is not a one-shot, but of course it's a clean one-shot against the non-Dynamax Tapu Koko. But again, keep an eye on this calculation. It's not a one-shot. Left from Naganadel's Max Ooze against Togekiss is not a one-shot, but if they Dynamax and they get special attack boost, you will be able to 2-hit KO them and most likely outspeed them as well because you're such a speedy Pokemon. So that's pretty cool. But keep an eye. You won't be one-shotting the Togekiss. It's only 50% one-shot, but you won't be guaranteed one-shotting a Togekiss with Max Ooze. But you're going to be guaranteed to hit KOing the Dynamax Togekiss. And left for Naganadel's Max Ferment against Incineroar, that's 76 to 90%, which I was really surprised by how much damage he does to the Incineroar. This is just testament to power Naganadel can bring to your game, even if it normally affects the opponent. And let's go over some defensive calculations to wrap up this video. -1 line resist turning for Max Quake against Dynamax Naganadel. Of course, you -1 from the Max Mermaid, secondary effect lowering the attack. Is not a one-shot, so that's very cool, you survive this. Heatran's Earth Power against Dynamax Naganadel is 54% to hit KO. It's kind of random, but with Life Orb Recall, it's even more chance to hit KO, so watch out for that. Left for Venusaur's Max Quake against Dynamax Naganadel is not a one-shot, again, very cool. And left for Dragapult's Max Ferment against Dynamax Naganadel is outspeeding and one-shotting, so you really need Tailwind support to support your Naganadel to deal with Dragapult on her own. So with that, I think I'm ending the video here. Next time I'm probably going to go over the Tornadus Metagross team in fashion of Metagame Monday. Probably not going to do the Google Slides presentation on the counter teaming, but I'm probably going to go over this Tornadus Metagross phenomenon, show you calculations instead of the Google Slides presentation with matchup, and I'm going to go over allies like Urshifu and Dapla and why are they so good on this build of a Tornadus Metagross. So keep an eye on that. It should be uploading from 2 days from this video's upload. So that being said, hopefully you enjoyed today's video, and I'll catch you next time. See ya!